Yeah, I only started with a little bit of battery life. Sorry about that, guys. I just had a call. It's been a call I've honestly been avoiding. It's not somebody I want to talk to, but they weren't going to stop unless I answered that. So let me go back a little bit on the video. Here, about a minute and a half. That's when everything started. Oh, wait, nobody's in yet. I guess I'll wait for people to come back in. Hopefully people will come back in. Guys, sorry about that. I've actually been avoiding a call this whole time I've been streaming. Person kept calling. I figured I needed to answer just to get them out of here. And I went back a little bit on the video. I'm going to go ahead and continue from there.
Back? Nope. Motherfucker got thousands of dollars worth of shit. Can't give me my last $20 back after I lend you my ATM card for 6 weeks. It's incredibly selfish.
Why did you wait 6 weeks? That is a long fucking time to be robbed. 6 fucking weeks, dude. Do you guys understand if this guy ever took this story to a court of law? Unless he really has all the papers and pictures and videos to prove that all these transactions were at Tommy's hand, or like a PayPal number or something like that to link it to him, no court would fucking buy this. Not for a damn minute.
It's incredibly rude to someone who would be so kind to you.
Hey again, everybody.
I trust you, use my bank account. So then what happens? He shows up in my door, beep, 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 her and Selena. Let me go back a little bit. Let me go back an hour before this. They got a new car that they bought with donations. I'm walking to Nyland to get water, 2.5 miles each way. It was an emergency.
Here's another. Now that's why you can't kind of see my face. I was under the impression that that SUV, they didn't buy that. I was under the impression that someone bought it for them. So, I mean, can anybody verify Lewis's claim that he's making right here, that they were the ones that actually bought that SUV and not the other way around?
The situation that day, it was Aoka, Tori, and myself completely without water, which is a death sentence here. So what did I do? I fucking took a bunch of empty bottles with me, stuffed them in my messenger bag, and walked to go fill the water up in the town, 2.5 miles away. Tommy passed me on that road 3 times in his new donated car. Watched me carrying fucking water.
Okay, now he says it's donated.
115 degrees and kept going 3 times. The last time when he was almost on his way, like I had already walked 90% of the journey, they did pick me up and drive me like the last couple thousand feet. He's like, why are you walking with water? I said, we don't have any water. He's like, why don't you have any water? I have a pump. I'm like, yeah, I don't have $1 to put gas in the pump. You know. Did he say like, oh, don't worry about the gas? Did he say anything? Nope. He was like, oh, that's too bad. And dropped me off with 60 pounds of water for us to share. All right, so now after that, he knows we're in desperate emergency situation of water. Takes about 2 gallons a day to keep someone alive out here, right? Especially out there in the slabs, because you're in the sand. So, so he knows now very clearly. This is minutes later. He drops me off. He comes back minutes later.
Yep.
He says, hey,
I'm in California. It's legal.
I put $50 on your card. I'm like, great. Wow, what a fucking miracle. The dude actually paid me back the money that he took from my bank account.
Listen to this.
Can I borrow your card to withdraw it, please? I'm like, really?
So supposedly Tommy stole money from him in 6 weeks or 6 months or whatever. And then Tommy supposedly pays it back, but wants to withdraw that money. And your only answer is really? If that is the truth, that would have been the moment you would have told Tommy to go fuck himself. That would have been the moment you could have told them to drink fucking bleach and walk on. That is the fucking moment where, yeah, you could have pretty much said anything you want to Tommy derogatory and pretty much tell him, hey, get the fuck away from my camp. But you didn't. Why? Especially if he did all these things that you're claiming he did. Why didn't you do that? Why did you allow yourselves to be fucked over for 6 fucking weeks? You're telling me that you spent 6 weeks without, at any point in time, managing the finances, again, in the your non-profit's account. Dude, that is completely and utterly fucking moronic.
Really? You robbed me once? You put the money in my account and now you want to take it out? So
He could have said that to Tommy. He could have said that right to Tommy's face and then said, fuck you to Tommy if it's the truth. But what does he do?
Oh. I give him the card because that's who I am. I give him the card.
You're an idiot, dude. You're a fucking idiot. You just spent 20 fucking minutes talking about how the guy has been robbing you, and then you give him a chance to do it again. Fuck, dude. Just so stupid. So fucking stupid. Again, if he ever showed this video, if this video ever got brought up in a court of law, just him admitting that he gave him the card the second time could probably get his case thrown out and been like, well, then how the fuck do we know that all those other times you didn't give him the card to do that? And he'd get himself into big trouble because he might look like he's fucking using a 503c profit to fucking embezzle money for other people. This guy's an idiot. He's not thinking with his head.
No questions asked. Here you go. He dumps a few more $100 on there. He goes and makes a live stream, buying himself a big ass fucking 64-ounce icy cold drink for $4, knowing that that's 4 gallons of water that he just saw his thirsty friends dying for. He just saw me carry it 5 miles. He could just easily, not only that, but the motherfucker pays for it on live stream, drinking it super icy cold, right?
And another thing, you're complaining about the guy not picking you up when you're supposedly such a prideful person that you won't take money. Where the fuck does that your priorities and your pride are fucking skewered. Weren't you prideful enough just to finish that walk by yourself with that water? Would have just been proud. If you were that prideful, you couldn't have just done that. No, you didn't. Instead, you let
and pays for it with my card. He has to look at my name, and he never thinks like, oh, the dude I just left 3 times on the street, the dude I just told he can't use my pump because he don't have 50 cents to put the fucking gas in, I'm gonna buy this soda with his card. And matter of fact, I'm gonna drain his account to 0, and that's exactly what he did.
And you're the idiot that let it happen. If it happened the first time, I'd understand, and you know what? I would agree with you and be pissed about that. But you've admitted it yourself on the stream. You had a chance to tell him to fuck off after you claimed that all he's fucking done, and you didn't do it. Instead, what did you do? You gave him the fucking card. So either you are lying on this fucking stream, or you are the biggest fucking idiot of all time.
I got my card back, whatever. I said, nobody has to believe anything. I don't really care, honestly. I'm not looking for subscribers. I don't take donations, so fuck y'all. I don't care. I care about people who live here. I care about the people whose eyes I gotta look in every day. That's what I care about. So it's entertaining for you, but it's real life for us. You know, so yeah, it ain't my priority to make live streams.
Bet you're still here.
My priority to update people on the fucking other perspective of the stupid drama in this labs. Like,
I mean, here's the thing. If he got kicked out of a public library, unless he made a big scene, which I guess we'll get to in a moment whenever we get to it, or got belligerent with the cops and started talking shit, then they probably didn't arrest him. If anything, they probably escorted him outside and told him to leave. And then they probably then told him if he does come back within those 30 days, he would be arrested. So, no arrest made, just relocated. Okay. Yeah, that would be a little too ridiculous to arrest the guy for being loud at the library, unless once he's been asked to leave, he refuses to, and he'd have to throw this crazy tantrum for them to throw him in the car and then want to do paperwork. Oh, I'm sorry, Spirit.
Come here and ask me. I'll tell you. My door is open. Friend or foe, my door is open. Well, I'm trying to explain the thing, so it's hard to read. I'm outside. That's why I'm not
Okay.
answering that many questions.
My part's coming up.
Joys of Sorrow, I'm going to ask you right now to get off my feed. I'm going to ask you. I'm going to ask you nice to get off my channel.
He asked me nicely, guys.
Get out of my chat. And then I'm going to take action. Before you say anything, go look at that resume one more time, bro. Go look at it, because you in my domain. We ain't in the sand. And I'll still beat your ass in the sand, but don't get me online, bro. I'm a fucking demigod online. So, you need to go.
Did you guys listen to that? You need to go. Fucking whimpering like a fucking baby, and yet you're trying to act hard online. You talk shit to me and say that I'm hiding when you can't even show your face, but you can give us your name, because you're probably crying your eyes out right now, because you are fucking mentally unstable, Luis. This whole scene, this whole stream has been the best example of your instability. I didn't have to do anything to fucking cause you any drama or harm other than point out the shit that you've already done. And it seems like you're just you're the one burying yourself at this point. And this is funny. You asked me nicely to leave, and then you want to talk shit.
So that's the last thing of that. I'll answer all the questions. Joys of Sorrow got to get out. Otherwise, I'm straight up threatening you, bro.
So let me get this straight. You're going to put your audience through shit, and you don't want to answer their questions because I'm there. You are a dipshit to your audience, sir. And again, I'm not trying to tell anybody who they can and can't watch, but I would feel like shit if somebody fucking stopped their stream for something that had nothing to do with fucking me because of their obviously other people's drama. I wouldn't do that to you guys, all right? If you guys were here on the stream, Luis showed up on my chat. He was allowed to post on my chat. He didn't post anything relevant on my chat because he couldn't. He's not smart enough to. He can do programming, but he can't talk shit. He can't work a phone. He can't fucking, he can't get a laptop with a working camera. Dude, stop the hard act. Stop the fucking hard act. I'm not a fucking petulant little teenager from New York or from downtown LA that's going to work on shit. Alright? Let's keep hearing.
Get off my chat.
There you go. Get off his chat.
You think I'm fake? You're going to see my skills come tomorrow if you ain't out my chat in the next couple minutes. Put it like that. I'm from the Bronx. Don't mistake it. I'm a Buddhist, not a monk, and I will fuck you up. I will. And I eat meat and I have sex too. Don't mistake.
What the fuck does that have to do with any of this? You're a Buddhist? You're gonna fuck me up? You eat meat and you have sex. Well, I mean, it's kind of contradictory and fucking stupid because technically Buddhists do give up sex. Some Buddhists don't eat meat. Some Buddhists actually live the pure vegan life. And I'm not talking vegetarian. I mean vegan. That's hardcore vegetarian. But wow, dude, you are such a fucking weakling.
Take it. I ain't a pacifist.
No, you're not a pacifist. You're just a bitch that can't do anything unless someone is gone to take their shit, right? That's why you didn't wait for Tommy to show up and confront him in person, right? That's why you did everything over the phone when he was thousands of miles away, right? You punk bitch.
We get rid of that scumbag yet?
Scumbag. Not the one fucking wasn't the one trying to scam people in 2015.
Yeah, no, I didn't start with the thing. He threatened me. Oh, I'm gonna come down there. I'm still waiting for you, Joyce.
Yes, I said I'm gonna come down there. When did I say I was gonna fuck your ass up? When did I say I'm gonna put hands on you? Post it. Never did. Never did. But you've already made a threat on me online, which is great, because I'll be saving this. This is going to be a part of my videos. This way, if I do ever go down to Slab City, and you ever try to commit something stupid, I now have something to back my ass up legally when I handle you. And again, that is if you try to start shit with me when I'm down there. This is not a threat. This is just telling you what's going to happen if you try to do any maliciousness to me. Exactly, Vinici. Look, I understand what the fuck I'm saying. I understand I might be loud and a little emotional right now with you guys, but I understand that there are limits to things that I have to say on the internet, especially on YouTube. Not so much because of, I'm trying to censor myself, but things can be misconstrued into legal situations, and also YouTube has a terms of service that I'm not here to violate. At least not trying to.
Waiting for you. Right here waiting for you. Show up. I don't care if you show up down the block. I don't care if you...
And you were in Brawley. You weren't even in the Slabs. I thought you were going to have this shit at the Slab City Library. Well, because I assumed that, honestly, because as far as I know, isn't that the only place with a decent fucking Wi-Fi out there, supposedly?
Fucking range. I'm going to come up to you and be like, remember that shit you posted? Remember that threat, bro? Remember that? You're surrounded by 100 of my friends. How you getting home, bro?
Funny that you need 100 people to deal with one fat ass, dude. You're the one being descriptive and detailed with your threats. This is great. This is fucking great. Again, I will save all this, because at least with this, when I go back down there, if anything goes down, I now have something to legally defend myself with. Oh man, if this guy ever tries something stupid, I promise you guys, he's gonna go to jail. He's gonna go to jail, and he's gonna be sobbing when all those 20 plus people that supposedly have his back, as soon as the fucking police turned up after whatever happens, and nobody's gonna fucking have his back then. Earth Guy can threaten me all the fuck he wants. Here's the thing. Threats are for children. Luis has shown completely that he's a fucking baboon child. Alright? He is a fucking child. He is and acting completely fucking subhuman right now. So, I got nothing to fucking lose here. If anything, Luis, thank you, dude. You've set everything up so that if we have any encounters while I ever show up out there, I have the legal advantage. Thank you. Thank you, Luis. Thank you. The police were concerned that he was unstable. Well, hey, you know what? He's making threats online. Technically, I can report him to YouTube for that. Technically, I can go to the police and report him for that. I'm not going to do that, though. Why? Because he's just a punk bitch. This is all it is. He's just a punk bitch. The whole, my squad of 100, how are you going to go home that night? Promise I'll go home, and anybody that doesn't want to go home is going to leave me alone.
I don't like that. I don't like people threatening. I don't like all the, I'm going to burn you out, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. You know what? Shut the fuck up and do it. Come here and do it.
Never said I'm going to burn you out, dumbass. That's what everybody was fucking saying about fucking Camp Goonies.
Do it. Tell me what you're going to do. Everybody got plans. Plans ain't worth shit. I appreciate it, Flux, but I don't have to calm down. This has been a long time coming. You motherfuckers got me riled up. You wanted to hear the stream? Here's the stream.
A long time coming. This isn't even going on for 48 hours, guys.
There's the exit button. Unlike that shit. I don't give a fuck. I didn't come here for you. I came here to fucking educate children and feed the hungry and serve the homeless, which I've done my entire life.
No, you didn't. You came to make a stream to talk shit about, to supposedly tell your side of the story about what Tommy did to you to justify your malicious and hostile takeover as a mob of someone else's camp.
Anyway, see what kind of questions we got coming in here. What we got? Who voted? Okay, I'll tell you about the vote thing. So, it's not really a vote. I mean, again,
So after you told us that people voted Tommy out of his camp, which, by the way, no one can honestly give a proper answer to, how the fuck do you vote somebody out of a property that you don't even have a fucking deed to? No, dude. You're full of shit.
No one's to put somebody out of their home. And nobody ain't saying, we just don't. You got to understand the close proximity we live in. And you got to understand that they're not mad at what he did to me. They're not mad at what he did to Tori or what he did to Dusty or what he did to Beret. Each one of those things is the sum total of why we're mad at Tommy, because Tommy has fucked every one of us one by one. He also support.
Then why didn't you all leave that camp one by one? Why didn't you, any of you, warn the rest of the people one by one? Huh?
Did a child molester way too long in that game, because I walked.
And didn't you stay at the supposedly child molester's house too? Or camp?
Over there and showed him the fucking 9-page indictment that said this motherfucker raped boys in the ass. We're not talking about diddling. We're not talking about some fucking he touched inappropriately. This motherfucker fucked little boys in the ass. And Tommy's sitting there defending him to the fucking end. And that's just.
By the way, there has been no conviction that Mike has been guilty of what he's been accused of. Funny how he's speaking about this.
Ridiculous.
And other thing was, he supposedly was one of the ones that was trying to calm people down from burning Mike's old camp because of shit like this, but yet he's being a hypocritical little bitch and doing the same thing.
So this is Tommy's fault, not my fault. Y'all don't want to hear me yell, then don't make me yell.
No, this ain't Tommy's fault, you stupid piece of shit. Don't blame other people for your lack of emotional control. Don't blame other people for the bullshit that you bring upon yourself. Don't blame other people for your fucking problems. This is what it comes down to. You're an idiot. You gave the wrong people fucking shit that you should have never given. You probably illegally embezzled money from other people through your 501 or 503c charity and broke the fucking law. And now you're mad because you were the one acting like a fucking idiot and a fat fuck online called you out for it. And you don't know what the fuck to say. Other than, Jerry Curls, fuck that guy. Look at my LinkedIn page. Again, if you were the shit as you claimed, cabron, you wouldn't be on here making a absolute pendejo out of yourself.
Nothing out publicly. Nothing. Tommy's the one who was like, oh, Louis sent me a message and they're trying to put me out my home. We don't want you here because you're a fucking scammer. Because you fucking rob your friends. Because you're a selfish, narcissistic liar.
And he's starting to get more out of control as he's talking. This is interesting.
That's why we don't want you here. Nobody's threatening violence against you. Nobody's taking your shit. Your shit is secure because we all know how important Tommy's personal material possessions are to him. We know it because he has more than all of us put together. But yet he's the first Tommy the Beggar on the line. The first one.
Hating on a guy because he has possessions. Really?
To beg for money for something. The first one to use a tragedy to his advantage. You think he's not using this to his advantage? I saw his stream. He got offered a truck. He got offered a home in Tucson, Arizona, right? I bet his fucking PayPal's full now. He wishes he could take out more than $100 a day.
Wow. That is envy as far as I can fucking hear it, dude. It is sad, Roger. He's mad that Tommy is getting things from people. He's in the same boat as Hoodoo Bitch. It's a fucking jealousy act. This is just a fucking jealousy act.
Anyway, the last part of that story I didn't finish. Let me finish it. He comes up, borrows my card the second time after robbing me the first time, sees me carrying water.
Which, again, you're a fucking idiot for doing that if he already robbed you the first time. You cannot blame Tommy for tricking you in that case. Any fucking person who's a scammer will go back to the person they scammed, especially if they see you as a cash cow. And you acted like a cash cow from what it seems like.
5 miles to the fucking desert for people. Barely enough to keep us alive for the day, which means I'm gonna have to do it again in the morning. Won't let me use this pump because of 50 cents worth of gas. Even though that motherfucker plays my Xbox every day. Right?
So take back your Xbox. By the way, funny how he's trying to mix the value of water and an Xbox. Honestly, out there, guys, you would want to trade water for an Xbox for how fucking hot it is out there. Xbox ain't gonna do you no good out there.
And comes back, hands me back my card, drinking a 64-ounce icy cold motherfucking drink and walks away. Didn't get us a gallon of water. Didn't get us nothing. With my.
Why didn't you go with him? That's another thing that just crossed my mind. Why didn't you go with him and see what he was doing with that card? Why didn't you go get the money yourself then?
My own card. Remember, he has to see my name while he's making these selfish decisions. He's spending my money and letting me die. And it's kind of fucked up. Like I said, like, I don't have a lot of money. I only had $50 in my account. He took the whole $50 on my birthday. Like, how more fucked up does it get than that? At what point do I draw a line and say, go the fuck away? So there's no vote.
What are you talking about? What line do you say go the fuck away? The fucking line should have been the second time he tried to ask you for that fucking card. That's when you should have told him to go away. That's when you should have told him to fuck off or anything fucking else. But you didn't, and you still got yourself fucked over, and you're mad because you made the fucking mistake.
As you think of it. So maybe I said vote. People started coming to me from
exactly, Roger.
Talk. It's a fucking small community. Everybody knows everybody's business. And
that's true.
We started sharing the stories. Tommy fucked you. Oh yeah, he fucked me too. And here's the time he fucked me. And he still owes every single person their money for some crazy reason.
Okay.
All of them. Because he knew he was leaving. So he went to San Diego. He took all that shit. His plan was to fucking keep it and sell it and move. That was his plan. He told us for months. We talked about it with Tommy for months.
Yeah, he was still there for a while before he left the slabs. So it's not like he packed his shit and left right away. I don't understand where he's going with this.
I'm leaving. Diego's buying me a bus. And Diego's like, wait a minute, I just gave you all that shit for the community. Like, you want me to buy you a bus now?
What?
And you're gonna take all the stuff that I gave for the community and like go on the road and whatever. So he cut him off. And Tommy got offended. I think Diego was right. Again, I'm a loyal person. Did I call Diego and say you're right? No, I didn't. I waited till he came to my door and said, what's going on? And then I told him.
Yes, good job, buddy. That's a good point to bring up. Mike and Tommy were already established there long before fucking Luis showed up.
That's what I did. So the vote thing is for months and months and months, we all talked about it. Then more people, not me, other people.
Stop calling it a vote thing when you've already admitted that it wasn't a vote.
Continually were like, this fucking community is running great without him. Now we see how much damage he was doing to our whole fucking neighborhood with his bullshit. I hope he doesn't come back. We all started saying it. I hope he doesn't come back. I hope he doesn't come back. He's been gone for months.
That's suspicious, Spirit. Why didn't he arrange this with him when they got back right then and there from San Diego? Why didn't they wait till he got back from his current trip now? Everything is done when he's away. Everything was done when Tommy was gone and when the actual runners of the place cannot speak for themselves. And he's still trying to protect himself when he obviously looks like such a fucking snaky little rat doing all this.
Months and months, he's still stealing all our shit. The stuff that he's fighting about, thousands of dollars worth of stuff, all from Diego. Ask him. Some of y'all know him. Ask him. Ask him what Tommy did with all the stuff that he donated. He stole it and sold it, and the rest is sitting in the sand or in a trailer locked. No one can use it. No one. Because it's Tommy's stuff. Tommy
What?
didn't pay the gas to drive to San Diego. Tommy didn't drive the
No, wait, hold on. I think I heard that wrong.
From San Diego.
Let me go back a little bit, guys. Sorry. I think I misheard that. There you go.
And you're gonna take all the stuff that I gave for the community and like go on the road and whatever. So he cut him off, and Tommy got offended. I think Diego was right. Again, I'm a loyal person. Did I call Diego and say you're right? No, I didn't. I waited till he came to my door and said, what's going on? And then I told him. That's what I did. So the vote thing is for months and months and months, we all talked about it. Then more people, not me, other people, continually were like, this fucking community is running great without him. Now we see how much damage he was doing to our whole fucking neighborhood with his bullshit. I hope he doesn't come back. We all started saying it. I hope he doesn't come back. I hope he doesn't come back. He's been gone for months and months and months. He's still stealing all our shit. The stuff that he's fighting about, thousands of dollars worth of stuff, all from Diego. Ask him. Some of y'all know him. Ask him. Ask him what Tommy did with all the stuff that he donated. He stole it and sold it, and the rest is sitting in the sand or in a trailer locked. No one can use it. No one. Because it's Tommy's stuff. Tommy didn't pay the gas to drive to San Diego. Tommy didn't drive the bus to San Diego. Tommy didn't load the bus from San Diego. But it's all Tommy's stuff. You see how that works? And even the stuff that Diego gave to Luis is Tommy's stuff. And the stuff that Diego gave to Flux is Tommy's stuff. You see how...
And why didn't anybody confront him when they got back on it?
That works. I don't care because it's just stuff. I let him have the stuff. Those are...
You obviously cared about it if you're making a fucking big complaint about it now. If you made the decision with other people to mob rule fucking drive him out of a fucking piece of land that you neither own or have any rights to. Dude, you are full of shit. You are full of shit. You're justifying, all you're doing is justifying trying to be a crook, and you're doing a shit job at it.
Control cars sitting there for a long time. That was supposed to be for me to use for robotics. He charged it once and threw that shit in the sand, and he's like so lazy. He never even filtered. That filter that he got, he has not used it once. Because we go there and filter for him. Aoka does it, I do it, Dusty does it. I went there and cooked for them with my own money. For months. Months. He's trying to help them. It's not like we were bad people. He don't have really shit there. I mean, we're talking about...
Glad you're entertained. Good job, buddy.
None of us own it, that's right. But this Slab City, like, people could fucking kick you out. You better believe that shit happens every day around here. I just responded to help put out a fire from someone who was burned out, not fucking 36 hours ago. Burned to the ground. We don't do that. We're not violent like that. He wants to come back and kind of assert some authority. He's just going to be surrounded by unfriendly neighbors. We don't need...
And so what?
Shit. I want him to come and get his shit and leave. Or better yet, and do the fucking right thing and say, you know what, I have been, you're right, I didn't see it. Let me get back on my fucking godly path here.
He did. He abso-fucking-lutely did. The last stream that Tommy made. Tommy admitted he made mistakes. Tommy also said live that he was willing to work it out and talk with everybody about it. And he will dish out whatever stuff he has out there. So don't say that Tommy has not tried to make things right. He's been on a public forum announcing that he's been trying to make things right.
You're right. You're right. You did load the bus. You're right. Flux did drive the bus. You're right. Diego did pay for the gas. You're right. It was for the community. You're right. That Xbox was for Luis. Those cars were for Luis. Those bikes were for Flux. You're right. I was an asshole. Maybe we could talk again. Hey. But that's not what he's saying. He's making himself the victim, and he's profiting fucking handsomely from it.
How can he make himself the victim if, like I said, in the last stream, he admitted he did some wrong and he's willing to work it out? So... oh shit, oh, didn't mean to go down on that.
Some lead. No, I'm sorry, like Rick, I understand that. I know people are waiting for this, whatever. I have no time for it. Y'all don't pay my bills. I have a life. I have...
You obviously have time for it again because you're making this video.
I have a community. I have a fucking nonprofit to run. I have no battery.
That it seems like you might possibly be embezzling money through for other people, which could be a crime.
I have a phone with no cell signal. I have no SIM card. I have no...
Why do you have a fucking phone with no SIM card? What the fuck do? You just walk around where you can find free Wi-Fi? There's not a lot of free Wi-Fi at fucking the Slabs. Pretty sure there's no free Wi-Fi. I think the only place that has Wi-Fi in the Slabs is the library. I believe the Slab City Library is the only place that actually has a half-decent Wi-Fi out there. Again, this is what I've heard. I haven't been to the Slab City Library. So, wow. Wow. Completely irresponsible. Blames everything on everybody else. It's not my fault. It's other people's fault for my stupidity. This is what it is.
Fine. I traveled today 18 miles to do this. So no, it ain't gonna happen that much. And I don't want my channel to be about bullshit. I want my channel to be about, look what we're doing. Look at the solar we're building. Look at the water we're doing. Look at the people we're helping. Look at the garden we're growing. Where's Tommy's garden? He been there longer than me. Where's his stuff at?
Why does that matter? Have you ever thought that that's not Tommy's channel? So now you want to dictate to what people can and can't do on fucking YouTube. That's cute.
I don't hate him, but just I would rather have somebody hostile than have a snake who pretends to be a friend and robs your bank account on your birthday. I would rather.
That is the stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard in my life. Let me ask you guys something. Would you want a neighbor that is always punching the wall or shooting a gun out in the middle of the air rather than someone you don't ever have to talk to? Someone that you never have to associate with. Someone that you never have to look at. Because these guys don't have to associate themselves with Tommy. They can alienate Tommy and leave him where he's at. But no, they don't want to do that. They want to take over his space.
Have a fucking tweaker living next door than someone who's going to make me and Flux and Jinxie and everyone else who went on that trip do hard work, drive, load a fucking bus full of supplies, unload the supplies, only to have it be kept by one person. You know who else?
Funny you talk down to him for being a tweaker when you have a fucking heroin addict fucking with you right now. Or as a buddy, for Flux.
Used to do that. Mike Dibble used to do that. And Mike Dibble, when he got arrested, was alone. Because everyone had walked out on him. Me, Flux, Dusty, everyone. And guess what? It's Tommy's turn. And somebody said, like, I should realize that I could be voted off. That's absolutely fucking true. That's why I act right. That's why I make sure I give people more than I take from them.
Here's what he doesn't tell you. Acting right can change by whoever's in charge. So what you're pretty much admitting is, if I went over there and I took charge of shit and I said, guess what, we're voting him the fuck out, you're just gonna walk out? You're not. No, you're not, you fucking idiot.
So yes, if I start acting like a narcissistic jerk and stealing, they better kick me out. Because I'd kick
You mean like you're acting right now?
them out. I act right. That's all. I make mistakes. I'm a human being. But I won't rob your bank account. And when you bring it up to me, I won't dispute it. You know what I'm saying? I'll just be like, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. Here's your money.
No, instead, you'll ask for money for a product that you were supposed to be building and never delivered on. That's what you do.
It ain't that he didn't have the money. Like I said, he buys icy sodas every day. They only drink 12-ounce bottles of water. You know what a sin that is in the desert? You know that 12-ounce...
A sin in the desert? Oh my goodness, this guy has the fucking Sandy Commandments. I'd love to see these fucking Sandy Commandments that dictate the rules of the fucking desert. I guess he doesn't understand what the fuck personal choice is.
Water costs more than a gallon. But no, as long as Tommy got his instant gratification, don't matter who's thirsty. Even your friends, even your family. So, read some more questions. I gotta end this soon.
A lot of emotion coming from a badass on the internet who's not supposed to be worried about shit because he's such a badass. Jeez.
But I'll stay on for a little while. I don't even know if I'm gonna keep this video public, honestly. Like I said, I don't need to prove to no one online shit.
I'm glad.
Money don't come from online.
I'm glad I'm covering this video now then, if he's not planning to keep this shit public. Actually, I have received some emails from some people. I think one of them is a file. It might be a copy of the video too. So you rode with okay, yeah, you know what, let's talk about this real quick. I did see somebody mentioning it. Yeah, there's rumors that supposedly he got there on a Greyhound, and then there's rumors that he supposedly got there on a bike. Evan, you say that you rode with him in the Greyhound. So Evan, you haven't given me any reason to doubt what you say or anything, so I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. Let me start this up.
That's it. So yes, you can watch over my shoulder when I feel like it. Am I here to make a YouTube following? No. What, I got 260 subscribers? You think I don't got other channels? Bro, let me tell you something. I got 50,000 plus subscribers. I've been doing this a long time. A long time.
And sub count doesn't mean shit. And you should know that if you've been doing this for a long time.
I don't need more subscribers. I don't need more. I got plenty. So yes, I love you all. Some of you are my close personal friends, like Diego, like fucking people who've actually been here, like Car talk. I don't have to answer your question. You know, I'm on TV. You watching me. I talk, you listen. That's how it works. So start your own channel.
By the way, this is a great...
Any other questions about Tommy? Because I don't really see.
This is a great view into a person's character. This is the way he talks to his fans or the people watching. Let me ask you something. If this guy, you saw this stream and then this guy wanted your business, would you give it to him? If you didn't know him? I wouldn't, because he sounds like such a fucking asshole to regular people. Why would I want to give him my business?
I live at Tommy's camp. I don't know how much of this stuff we should make public, but Dusty will be the new ruler of that camp. And we already have a couple of people there with him.
Wow, he has the authority to dictate new rulers for the camp. So interesting.
Who are very good people. They lived with us first and now they live there. Very good people. People who I could feel comfortable going in there and saying, please, I need a gallon of water. And who will give me 2 gallons. And that's why I want living next door. So yes, it's occupied right now. Is it a real vote? It was, I told you, months and weeks of people saying this place is better without Tommy turned into we don't want Tommy back. Very few people even tried to defend him because he's literally fucked everyone on the canal. I tried to defend him for a while, you know. I was like, hey, we don't, you know, let's not put anybody out of a home, whatever. We could tell him, he can make amends, whatever. But you know what? And everybody, it's a big deal. So yeah, there was a vote. It wasn't like any kind of official thing or, you know, everybody sit down and solemnly. It was weeks of us talking as a community.
Why keep calling it a vote?
Getting together for one night and saying, is everybody on board with this? Because there's going to be fucking fallout. And what happened? I said, I'll take it. I'll take the fallout because I'm clean, because I have a reputation, because I have a track record of humanitarian excellence. And
except that little scam you tried to pull and kind of failed at.
And the other ones that you would get told did it. I said, what was going to happen? Because it's a money-making opportunity for Tommy. Tommy could have called us anytime. He never called us to this day, not once. Not once has he called. I didn't even know he was leaving.
Why does Tommy have to call you? Look, let's get this straight. Who the fuck are you to them? If it's obvious that for the way you were treated, that you claim you were treated, you were no one to them, but yet you insisted to be part of their group, you're obviously not. You weren't anyone, and you should have walked away. Now you're just using this to justify a hostile takeover.
Everything I found out about Tommy, I found out. And I didn't know his mom's channel. It was disgusting. Have you seen his channel? Let me just give you one quick little point. When y'all watched that video, when we were in San Diego feeding the homeless, he wanted to hand out hamburgers to the homeless. You don't do that. I've been feeding the homeless for 20 years. That's why I made those boxes, because I've done it.
Probably wanted to feed them hamburgers because it would have made more of the money. Probably decided to use hamburgers because he was able to buy more hamburgers than give everybody a bunch of little boxes like that. You can get a fucking McChicken at McDonald's for $1. If you have $100, you can get 100 burgers. You can give 100 burgers to people. What did you spend? Like $10 per box or $5 per box, and you limited the amount of what you can give to people? And you're calling him a jackass for that? No. He could have been thinking about how to maximize how much they were going to give out.
So think to yourself, does he have experience doing this? Is he really?
No, he doesn't have experience, and he never claimed to have had it.
Humanitarian? How long has he been handing out hamburgers to people who are going to be hungry again half hour later, have no place to sleep, have no clean socks, haven't brushed their teeth in a month? Because that's what I gave those people, because I know how to do it, because I've done it. I've done it my whole life. And why am I home?
Wait, you gave all those people a place to live? I'd like to see proof of that.
When I have a 6-figure job, because that's my people, that's the community I serve. And I ain't better than them.
A person with a 6-figure job can do a lot more than you can. You're just not capable of obviously having a 6-figure job at this moment. Your emotional instability looks to be the reason for it.
And that's why I choose it.
And this is the only choice he's accepted responsibility for, none of the other ones.
You're in a cage and watch what happens. Put a human in a cubicle and the same thing happens. My success is not tied up into how much money I make or how much people like me or any of that shit. It's how many lives can I save? How many people can I affect? And
well, it's obvious that someone with a lot of money can save a lot of lives. They just actually have to put that money through it. This is just fucking virtue signaling. This is him saying, I'm poor, so I'm better than most people. I'm poor, so I'm going to put myself on this fucking pedestal because I have more moral authority than anybody with a fucking dollar. That's bullshit, alright? People with money can actually do quite a lot. And if you look into private charities, you know, that thing that you're kind of that nonprofit, like things like that nonprofit that you're supposed to be claiming to be, they actually give out a good amount of money to people. They gave out, I think, what was it, 2016, almost $4 billion, almost $390 billion in fucking private help for people through private charities, for the homeless and things like that. The government spends over $1 trillion on it, but it has to spend 3/4 of that money on the bureaucracy that runs it. Meaning that the people who do private charities who actually collect money can do way more than the government can. So what the fuck are you going off about, man?
I sound like a humble, arrogant asshole right now online. Come see me.
Good job, buddy.
My everyday life. Every single person.
Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. Dude, you win today. I declare good job, buddy, the winner of the internet for today, alright? It is Tuesday, September 25th, 2018. Good job, buddy, wins the internet today. That was great.
Knows it. And is not new. I've been doing this for decades. So yeah, I hate to flip out on Tommy. I could actually give you a lot more dirt. A lot. But I think that's enough to just get the point across of like why I don't want to live near him. You know? Are we going to beat him up and chase him out and burn him down? Absolutely not.
Yeah, you best not. Because at this point, you've made everything public attention. You put public attention on yourselves. You've put public attention on the camp. At this point, if you were to do something like that, there would probably be legal action against you. And there would be plenty of people to back it up. Also, consider that the people that watch Tommy are also people who contribute to the people inside of Slab City. If you were ever to endanger that, you would make a lot of enemies out there, wouldn't you, Lewis?
And are we going to get up in his face every day and say, what are you still doing here? Absolutely yes. Absolutely. Yes, exactly. Oh, he wastes donations on Monster drinks, on fruity sodas. We did the math. They spend over $400 a month on ice. $400. You know how much your fucking freezer and solar costs? Less than that. Less than that. But they're lazy. Look on all the streams and watch how many hours you've seen Tommy work. Because it ain't a lot. But we loved him, and he was there first, and we believed in what he was doing, and we believed his lies, and we helped him build it. Sure, I'll put it in for you. Sure, I'll climb this for you. Sure, I'll hang that up. Sure, we'll get your vehicle out of the grass. Sure, no problem. But he abused it. So, whatever. And that's it.
Considering you weren't in a hostage situation, considering that there was plenty of places for you to go out there, you didn't need to do any of that. You absolutely didn't need to do any of that for Tommy. You chose to do it. Okay? And after you started realizing, and you've already admitted this, you started realizing that Tommy supposedly fucked you over, and you continued to allow him to do this. Again, let a judge see this shit. Tell a judge your story, and the judge will look at you and say, you're a fucking idiot.
He's going to say, there's two sides to every story, whatever. I honestly think he believes a lot of his narcissism. Some shit he knows. Like, when he hears me say he stole from me, he's going to be like, oh, fuck. Because he knows that's true. It's hard to weasel out of the fucking receipts. You know? Like, that's hard.
I thought you had the receipts.
It's hard to weasel out of Diego saying, hey, bro, make sure all the electronics go to Lewis because he's doing special stuff with them. And when you keep them, it's hard to weasel your way out. You're on live stream selling Diego's drill. You admitted on your last live stream that you sold my cars and my Xbox. You know who's going to take advantage of more than us? His viewers. His viewers. That's what Tommy's after right now. All that bullshit, like I said, look at his feed. Just watch the last 2 videos he posted. Read the chats. Tommy, I got money for you. Tommy, I got this for you. Tommy, I've got a new car for you. They gave him a car. He's driving around in a car that his viewers bought him. Listen to him complain about how it's not big enough, how he needs something better. He needs something bigger. Oh, Jesus, send me $20. I need a bigger RV. I need to travel around the world for free and not work.
Okay, if we're getting to the point where they started kicking him out, all right, guys, just imagine for 1 minute you're the librarian at that library, and you're seeing this dude getting emotionally fucking unstable and angry and yelling threats on the computer, and then he does this shit. Wouldn't you call the cops and be like, hey, I think I have a fucking nutcase breaking down in my library. Can you come check him out?
That's Tommy. Tommy's fucking Jimmy Swaggart. That's who Tommy is. And it took me a little while because I believe the best in people. But I figured it out. And it wasn't only me. It's every single person that Tommy lives with and knows. Everyone within 1 mile of his fucking chair wants him gone. All of them. Ask them. Real simple way to get to the truth on that one. Ask them.
They're not here to talk about it. You're the only one talking about it.
So I don't hate. I didn't bother all this time until he made it public first. So now I'm just telling you guys enough that you get the idea of who Tommy is. I won't even tell you his name. That's between him and him.
The wall he called Tommy.
That ain't my business. Do I want him living next to me? He better come super fucking correct. He better make a video crying like Jimmy Swaggart like he did on the other one that we're stealing from him and say, you know what? I've seen the error of my ways. And then he'll be a real God-fearing man. Then he will.
The irony of all this, Tommy has already made a video before this live stream ever came out, to apologize for some of the shit that it did, and he claims that he will try to make it right. Now, obviously, if you don't give the guy a chance to make it right, he can't make it right now, can he? And if he supposedly did what he did, and if you don't want to give him the chance to make him right, that's fine. But again, you're just legitimizing a hostile takeover of someone else's camp and throwing somebody else because you don't like them. You haven't yet to prove anything that you have said. You're just talking shit.
I ain't a Christian, so I can't judge. But I know enough. I know enough.
Wait. You're not a Christian, so you can't judge. Who the fuck said that? Judge away.
To know that Jesus didn't do that. I know enough to know that Jesus didn't visit a lot of pawn shops. I know enough to know that...
What the fuck is wrong with porn, dipshit? What does that have to do with Tommy B? Again, this is just character assassination attacks now.
Jesus didn't buy icy drinks for himself and leave his fucking disciples thirsty on the desert. That I got a good view of Christianity. I was raised by Christian people. My life was saved in a Christian foster home. Don't get it twisted. I got a lot of respect for real Christians. For people who take children raped from the South Bronx and raise them up and mend them. That's Christians. That's Christians. Not please send me...
Wait. What the fuck is he talking about? Kid that got raped in the Bronx. Did he get raped? Holy shit. Did this guy just admit it that he's a rape victim? I mean, look, if he's a rape victim, that explains the emotional instability. But it could also explain, again, the whole mob justice thing. They do say sometimes that victims of rape can become malicious people, can become rapists themselves. But at the very least, they do end up malicious people. So, yeah, he's saying... I'm gonna rewind, because did he just wow, he just admitted he was raped. Hold on.
He made it public first. So now I'm just telling you guys enough that you get the idea of who Tommy is. I won't even tell you his worst sins. That's between him and his God. That ain't my business.
Okay.
Do I want him living next to me? He better come super fucking correct. He better make a video crying like Jimmy Swaggart, like he did on the other one that we're stealing from him, and say, you know what? I seen the error of my ways, and then he'll be a real God-fearing man. Then he will. I ain't a Christian, so I can't judge. But I know enough. I know enough to know that Jesus didn't do that. I know enough to know that Jesus didn't visit a lot of pawn shops. I know enough to know that Jesus didn't buy icy drinks for himself and leave his fucking disciples thirsty on the desert.
Because it lets me talk to lesbians, Poot.
That I got a good view of Christianity. I was raised by Christian people. My life was saved in a Christian foster home. Don't get it twisted. I got a lot of respect for real Christians. For people who take children raped from the South Bronx and raise them up and mend them. That's Christians. That's Christians.
Look, I mean, you're right. You're right. The person who said about how, yeah, he might have said it, but it doesn't mean it actually happened. No, you're right. He maybe just might be using it as an example. It's just a really sudden example, strange example to use. Oh, don't worry about Poot, guys. Poot is a hoodoo bitch, basically. At least I think it's hoodoo bitch being indirectly trying to communicate with me.
Now, please send me another $20. I need more ice. Lord, turn this 32-ounce drink into a 64-ounce. Amen. I got a lot of shit to do. I'm at the library right now. I'm working on a new website for the range. Like a lot of things, you know? I don't get a lot of library time. This shit ate up my day, and then it ate up my day yesterday. I don't have time for it. I love you all.
Why are you spending time on it if you don't have time on it?
Forgive me, but I ain't here to explain everything to every person. You want to believe what you hear on the internet? That's up to you. All of you. Yes, how about children raped in the slabs? I just let that one through. It got banned for some reason, but yes, Brenda, how about children raped in the slabs? Because I had to face the mother, and Tommy stood and hid behind his tree like a coward while I fucking faced that group, and guess what? By the end of that time, when they came there, I gave her a bat in her hand, and I said, Miss, that trailer's getting out of here, because none of us can sleep in it in good conscience, and ain't nobody gonna hate you if you want to take this bat right now to that fucking trailer, because I would. I have to.
And that's the best thing you could have done for her? No! You virtue signaling little bitch. Comfort her, give her guidance. Why don't you stay at her fucking camp to make sure nothing happens to her? And give her a bat and fucking smash something? That doesn't do anything. Alright? It's a temporary solution to a complicated problem, and a stupid one.
Sons. And I was raped myself at 10 years old in a very fucking
okay, well, now we know. He was raped at 10.
similar situation to those boys. One was 8, one was 10. And I read the 9-page indictment. And it wasn't nice. It wasn't fondling. It was fucking rape of little boys in the ass. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it real. Because those big...
Again, the court is out on that. You need to show us proof. Because now you've put yourself in a position, Luis, that if this is not true and Dibble is let off free, yeah, you just publicly slandered and called him a rapist. If I was Dibble and I knew I didn't do anything, oh, I'd pick that shit up against you real quick, dude.
Deserve their truth. And Tommy wasn't about that. I showed that shit to Tommy. Nope, innocent till proven guilty. Motherfucker.
Nothing wrong with innocent till being proven guilty. People have lied about accusations of rape. This has happened constantly. Women, unfortunately, tend to be the biggest liars in these situations. As a matter of fact, not too long ago, a woman was given a year in jail, which, by the way, is bullshit, for getting 2 young football players locked up in prison after she claimed that they raped her, but they had the text to prove that not only did they both have sex with her at the same time, but it was consensual. She even admitted to the FBI once the investigation got serious that the only reason she lied about the rape was that she can get someone else to feel sorry for her and date her. Unfortunately, those kinds of stories are now they've actually been quite common over the last decade because of stupid shit like this Me Too movement, where it's listen and believe, not listen and question, that men, especially men, have been bearing the biggest consequence and are the biggest victims of these lies. So you're now turning it into a personal affair. You got raped. I'm sorry to hear that you got raped. But at some point in your life, jackass, you need to stop playing victim and start being a survivor. All right? And not even that, not even a survivor. Have the dignity to fucking move on and move that shit aside from that, and don't use it on here as justification for the way you're acting. That will not fly with anybody or a court of law. That's like, come on, dude. If I said I got raped and I went around and beat the shit out of people, would that excuse me? No. It doesn't fucking work that way, asshole.
Did you see the past convictions? Did you even know the dude? Because he's pretty fucking creepy and pretty fucking violent.
Were you there to see what happened during that past conviction? Because I was not. I don't think you were.
And everyone left him because of that. But you know what? Birds of a feather, baby. Birds of a feather.
Actually, there are several reasons why people left Mike's camp. The one, and I've already brought it up several times, Mike apparently has a jackass behavior. Mike fucking apparently, whether it was friend or foe, he was a hard ass, a bit of a shit talker, and just very hard on people. Again, his friends and his foes told the same story. So after hearing the same kind of story from many people, I'm going to have to give it some credibility. So I'm not going to say that Mike was a nice guy. When it's clear that there's clear evidence he was an asshole, but there is no clear evidence that he raped anybody. Sniffling.
So yeah, I kept quiet about it because I didn't come here to be involved in drama.
So you kept quiet about it because you come to get involved in drama. So why are you getting mad at Tommy? Why are you getting mad at Tommy? You obviously knew something when I was there and you didn't mention a fucking thing to me. Why didn't you? Huh? Because you were getting something out of it, and now that you're not, something else has happened, you're completely turning a 180. I don't think Luis was arrested. I think here's the thing. If he was being loud at the library, which I'm pretty sure that's what it came down to, he might have looked a little insane to some people. They'll just escort him out. The police will just escort him out. Now, if he makes a scene, if he tries to start shit with the cops, then yeah, if they're in a bad mood, they're gonna fucking have his way with him.
A lot of people in this lab are here because this is the last place, and I understand that, and I help those people. But I got plenty of other places to go. I chose this labs. You know why I chose this labs? Because it's one of the places in the United States where I could do the most good. That's why.
Really? It's not the only place you could do the most good. It is one of the places, but it is not. And all this shit right now that you're doing is in no way, shape, or form benefiting Slab City as a whole.
Always lived among the homeless. Google it. I was a college professor on 44th Street. Every night eating in Port Authority with the homeless people. Better believe it. Not feeding them, eating with them. Because that's humanity. I don't throw shit at people. I sit down and I break bread. And I hear their story. And when I left New York on my bike that last day, guess what? You think my college friends, you think my scientist friends, my university friends, you think they really gave a fuck? I got a lot of good lucks on Facebook. You know who threw me a party? The fucking homeless people in Port Authority threw me a party. Beer, weed, fucking food. They spent all their last dollars. All of it.
And why would you let them? Why would you let them?
I'm there every day. I'm there every day. Just like here. So, yeah, anyway, thank you for listening to my rant. I'm getting a little excited, but like it's been days and then I can't defend myself. I'm like, got a little phone that doesn't work. Nikki sent me a phone that's great for video. I love it, actually. It's fucking way better. But I don't have a SIM card to put in it.
Here's the thing. You came onto my chat and you could have defended yourself, but you decided to call my channel ridiculous and just brush it off. So you had an opportunity to defend yourself, Luis. That's a crock of shit. I didn't kick you out of my chat like you kicked me out. You had an open forum right there to pretty much explain yourself, and you just brushed it off. So no, asshole. You had time to defend yourself, and you were online watching my stream, claiming you couldn't go online, yet you were online watching my stream. But that's dumb. Okay.
Which means I have to stay, you know, next to someone with Wi-Fi or go to the library or whatever. So I can't answer. I can't answer all these ridiculous, and I don't want to answer all the ridiculous videos. Honestly, if anybody just gonna believe what they hear, that don't concern me. And there's no such thing as bad publicity, because y'all could watch all those videos and start Googling me, start listening to my interviews, start watching my podcasts that I've done, many, legit too. George Saul was like, oh, there's social justice warriors. Motherfucker, Big Think wrote me up. Show me your Big Think article. Largest technology blog in the world. Praising my fucking work. So fuck you. Show me what you've done. It's real easy to armchair quarterback, motherfucker. Where your robot? Matter of fact, where yourself?
Why do I want a robot? I can do shit by myself. If I want to talk to people, I don't need an AI to talk to.
Come show up at my door. I'm telling you, I won't punch you right in the face. We gonna talk. If it comes to punching in the face, it comes to punching in the face. But you talking all that shit? You didn't say all that shit when you were here?
Cause I didn't fucking care about you when I was there. You wouldn't mean anything to me when I was fucking there, dude. I wasn't there for you. I went there because Tommy invited me, and I accepted the invitation. So it has nothing to do with you. Thinking the world has fucking everything to do with you, you narcissistic little bitch.
I ain't taking shit down. Y'all made me do it. Y'all can live with it. What the fuck is this? Hurry up and live stream. Hurry up and take this down. Fuck that. Leave my rant up for a little while. Let motherfuckers know who I really am in case they try to rob me again.
Again?
In case they want to make videos about me.
Okay.
Because I don't really care, but you start talking about shit, you start besmirching my work, especially because I've helped a lot of people, man. I run a nonprofit. People find that shit. You know?
Then why don't you just let your work speak for itself instead of making a belligerent, emotional idiot out of yourself?
So yeah, I'm gonna come after you. And ain't no such thing as anonymity. You go to my Facebook to 6 months ago and you'll see that I hacked the North Korean government for the United States and Japanese governments. That's what I did, and I worked. So if you think you can hide from me, if you think YouTube is anonymous, you fucking stupid.
Did he just make a claim that he worked for the U.S. government hacking North Korea? I would honestly think if such a thing actually happened, you probably signed something you could have kept. You should be keeping your mouth shut for saying things like that. No, dude, you talk out of your ass. You're just talking out of your ass now.
Stupid. Again, you need to look at my resume. I don't use my powers like that. I use my powers for good. But it's a good use of my power if someone's going to attack my family. So George Assault better get the fuck off my feeds.
No, bitch. I didn't attack your family. This is where, okay, now you're fucking trying to bullshit things that I've said. I never attacked your family. As a matter of fact, the only time I've ever talked to any member of your family was your fiance when she made a post on my channel. And honestly, I was respectful to your fiance.
Really? And I'll know you're there. I'll know you're there. Oh, I'm good at this. I'm good at it, baby. I got awards for it. Stay the fuck away.
You got awards for it, and now you're on video fucking making threats. This is fucking cute. Now, if you go along with any of this, I have someone to legally point the finger at, and you know, with the police and anything. This is fucking great. What an idiot.
Me, I stay the fuck away from you. That's simple.
By the way, he's still talking shit about me 20 minutes after I left. After he asked me to leave.
Anybody else got something to say? Anybody else got any kind of beef with me? Any kind of shit y'all need to talk about?
Acting hard ass on people on the internet. How pathetic.
Otherwise, I gotta get back to saving lives and making robots and loving my lady and feeding my family, because that's what I do on a daily basis. Not this bullshit.
Right. That's why you spent one day to do it, right? Oh, man. This is fucking funny.
So yeah, I'm the real deal, and I encourage you to be critical of every fucking slap that you see on YouTube. Question those motherfuckers. Look up their criminal records.
Questioning people is not a bad idea, but not just people in the slabs people. That goes for almost anybody you meet. You should question everybody you meet. So I can't disagree with that part.
Fucking Google them. Find their fucking old neighborhood and ask people there. I encourage that shit because I'm clean. I've made my mistakes in life, but I'm clean. And
oh man, if he ever went and found people that, if he ever went to fucking my old neighborhoods and found some of the people that I associate, he's gonna get flipped off, or people are gonna say, no, I'm not gonna talk about that guy. That's exactly what'll happen. Go to any of my old neighborhoods, dude. Do whatever you want. Do whatever you fucking have to do. Obviously, if you dox me, I'll have to do something legally about it. You don't seem to care, which I'm wondering if maybe that's the reason why you don't work for Google or these big tech companies. I do know that these tech companies were having issue with social justice warriors who were taking matters into their own hands and costing these companies money, and they were letting a lot of these people go. Wonder if you were one of these people.
I'm the real deal, which is why I have the credentials to back the shit up. I know it sounds like any other shit talker, and that's why I keep saying, just look at my resume. Just look at it. Ain't no lazy scammer person rising to the top of technology like that motherfucker Louis Arana does. That takes hard.
Yes, because you are Steve Jobs, because you are Bill Gates, and you are living their life, asshole.
Work and dedication. That takes honesty. That takes planning. It takes a cool head under pressure. Question everything. I'm a scientist. And Pete's got it right. Question everything. Don't let nobody tell you who your God is. You talk to your God and he will tell you. Don't let nobody tell you what they did and what they've done. Go look it up. Go ask people.
Guys, is there anything actually relevant at this point?
For me. Am I kind of a lunatic?
It's just him repeating himself and talking shit.
But I like it. My shit is self-consistent. The math works out. I use my powers for good. All you gotta do is ask. Again, seriously, y'all should follow me on Facebook. I'm not really a YouTuber. I don't even need it. Actually, I don't even have any friends left because I have like 5,000. But you'll see, all my stuff is public. I only post publicly. There ain't no friends only posts. I only post publicly. Because I like to live my life transparently. Because if I was as corrupt as Dibble, if I was corrupt as Tommy, and other people, frankly, then y'all could shoot me down for this, right? But you can't. The worst thing...
Yeah, we can actually. We are, and most people are shooting you down for this. Because you're using mob mentality, virtue signaling, and your social justice bullshit to try to take over something that doesn't belong to you. And that never belonged to you and probably will never belong to you.
That Joyce could find is... a few years ago, when I first started this project, like some of my neighbors and friends were like, we need to do a Kickstarter for him. So they did. And it raised $104. And the $104, at least 80 of that was directly like my mom, my sister, stuff like that, my neighbors, you know what I mean? And there were like one or two people who like got...
So only members in your family had faith in your little project here? What happened to all these interviews and the stat padding in your LinkedIn resume and all that shit? Well, I thought you didn't need all that, huh?
Because they like didn't get their $10. I actually sent it back to them, by the way. Got receipts for that too. Because I won't rob somebody even for $20, you know. And I didn't even start the Kickstarter. But whatever, I don't need all that. I just think about it. Look at that resume. That dude makes $150 an hour. That's unquestionable. It would be easier for me to do 1 hour worth of work than to set up a false Kickstarter to steal $100. Just do the math.
So then why even bother having anybody set it up? Wouldn't your friends know this? Why would they do it if you were in such a good position then? Makes no sense. Makes absolutely no sense. If you were making a six-figure income, why would they need to set that up for you?
Here. Be angry, but try not to be violent. Oh, absolutely. I don't even get angry that much, honestly.
I don't believe that.
I'm capable of because I grew up very poor in the South Bronx in public housing in the 80s when the whole Bronx was on fire.
Guys, I got to drive for a bit.
I grew up in a house full of addicts, in a building full of addicts, in a neighborhood full of addicts. So I know all about it. I could be super tough. If you look at my hands, they're full of scars. If you look at my face, there's only a couple. So do the math on that too. The more violence you've seen, the less you want them.
Well, what the fuck does it matter if you have bruises in your face? Most people don't even fight these days. Most people just start shooting.
Want to multiply it. That's my philosophy. So yeah, I'm not the first one to violence, but don't mistake that for I won't defend with my life, because I will. And it's been tested. It's been tested as much as my coding has been tested. You know, you don't come out here and live in Slab City for these months and like start making moves and meeting people. I've been in fights here. Sometimes you have to. I never started. Sometimes you have to.
I don't believe
I'm
that.
not scared to defend myself, but I'm the first one to be reasonable, and I'm the first one to accept someone's mercy. I ain't gonna kick you in the face. I'm gonna let you get up. I'm gonna punch you again until you stop.
No, you're just gonna wait till they leave their camp, take all their shit, right? And just call them on the phone and saying it's mine now, right?
Getting up. That's it. Me, I'll give you Tori's number. Said we time.